So, kicking us off this afternoon in the traditional afternoon keynote slot, Cassini Resources and their Managing Director, Richard Bevan. Richard.
Thanks, Leo. Thank you. All right. So I'm just going to give you a few highlights about Cassini Resources. This presentation is on the website, or we've got a few at the booth if you'd like. We're a Perth-based ASX-listed company. Standard disclaimer. We've got the largest undeveloped nickel copper sulfide project in Australia, fast becoming the next developed nickel copper sulfide project in Australia. We're located in a great mining jurisdiction, very friendly, low sort of risk. This project currently has 3 deposits on it. It's a very fertile project. It's a project we acquired from BHP in 2014. It's got 3 deposits already, so we're definitely in a mining camp, and there's significant opportunity for some further upside through exploration. We've got a large joint venture partner with Oz Minerals, ASX 100 partner, a lot of mining and remote operating expertise, really strong balance sheet, which is important from our standard because this is a majors project, and I'll talk you through exactly where we're at with that. Late last year we had a positive scoping study that really addressed a lot of the technical risks around the metallurgy and some of the other water and infrastructure needs for the project. Had a really positive outcome on that, and we've now barreled on into the pre-feasibility study. So that's well underway and is expected to run very hard through this year, culminating in a PFS document out probably this time next year. Apart from the West Musgrave project, which is the primary project under the joint venture, we also have a number of 3 other earlier stage exploration projects. Our DNA as a company is much more in the exploration side, so we're continuing to explore those projects over the next 12 months. So just having a look at our assets, we've got our primary project, as I mentioned, the West Musgrave project, which is, you can see is, if I can get the dot in the right spot, reasonably remote in Western Australia. It's a very large-scale project. It's a sulfide, which is an advantage from where you want to be. It's a big resource. The current resource is about 283 million tonnes, grading at about 0.36 nickel and about 0.39 copper. It's a large open pit style resource. It also has some exploration assets, so the third deposit, so these two, Nebo and Babel, are 2 sort of sister deposits about 1 kilometre apart. This other Succoth deposit is at, excuse me, at an inferred stage. It's currently about 156 million tonnes at 0.6 copper, once again pretty close to surface. And there are a number of other exploration targets in the project that I'll walk you through. Our other 100% owned projects are Yarrawinda Brook, which is a recent project that we're earning into. It's another sulfide project just close to Perth. Some good nickel, copper, cobalt hits, but very underexplored and quite a disrupted exploration history. So we've brought that on. We've developed a lot of IP and understanding of these nickel and copper systems from the West Musgrave, and a great opportunity for us to apply that to an underexplored project. The other project we have 100% is a sedimentary zinc target, which once again is in Western Australia, up here near Lake Mackay. It's a large scale project, once again a 35 kilometre sort of prospective strike, sedimentary zinc target. Very little drilling out there prior to Cassini doing some drilling in 2015, where we got some sort of proof of concept. We found some anomalous zinc, but we've just flown some VTEM on this project and are generating a drill target that will be out there drilling in June this year. And the final project that sits in there is a gold project. It's adjacent to the West Musgrave, so once again out in Western Australia. It's had a little bit of historical drilling with some reasonably good numbers, sort of 15 metres at 2.3 grams a tonne from about 30 metres. Once again, only sort of 10 holes in that project, so early stage exploration with plenty of upside. So perhaps just to talk you through the West Musgrave project. As I said, it was a project that was originally discovered by Western Mining and then sat in BHP. BHP made the decision to get out of nickel in about 2013. This asset, or this project, sat outside their Nickel West business, which they've been trying to sell for a number of years now, but they were able to deal on this. Big project, significant amount of money spent there, over $100 million spent out on the ground, and we picked it up for the bargain price of $250,000 plus a 2% net smelter royalty and a one-off $10 million payment after 12 months of production. So very low risk for us. It actually, there's a much, BHP were looking at this as a massive earth-moving exercise, and we were able to identify that there's a smaller, high-grade project in there. These are these two deposits. So Nebo and Babel, they're about 1 kilometre apart. About 15 kilometres up the road is this Succoth copper deposit. Once again, open pit sulphide. There's really about a 40-kilometre strike of known mineralisation running from One Tree Hill in the southwest all the way out to Sewers in the northeast. Lots of opportunity to add to this project over the next few years with exploration. Just to give you some idea of the scale of the project and perhaps why we needed a joint venture funding partner, these are some of the larger nickel deposits in Australia. You can see Yakabindi, Leinster, Mount Keith, all owned by very large companies, BHP, Norilsk, and then you've got Cassini in there. So we always knew we were going to need a funding partner to get this up and running. And this deposit showed it's quite a different beast than a lot of the nickel projects in Western Australia, which are high-grade underground. It's a much more modest grade, but you can see here that it's actually a higher grade than Mount Keith. We're very confident that this project was located next to Mount Keith. It would have been mined first. The metallurgy is a lot simpler and the grade is better. So we completed a scoping study in November 2017. We had some really solid outcomes. So the current resource, as I said, is 283 million tonnes. It's over 1 million tonnes of contained nickel and 1 million tonnes of contained copper. We ran a number of processing throughput scenarios, pretty much from sort of 2 million tonnes per annum right up to 12, with the optimal NPV being around the 10 million tonne per annum. We'll produce 2 separate concentrates, so a nickel concentrate and a copper concentrate. We get byproduct credits for cobalt in the nickel concentrate and palladium and gold in the copper concentrate. We'll produce circa 25 to 30,000 tonnes of copper in concentrate a year and about 20 to 25,000 tonnes of nickel in concentrate. Going with the nickel con, as I said, it's about sort of 700 to 1,000 tonnes of cobalt. The initial mine life we've reported is 8 years. We're very confident that at the end of the PFS, that'll be 15 plus years. We've just got to convert some more of the inferred resource to indicated, and that'll occur during this next stage. There's about a 40,000 metre drilling program that will occur during this next phase. It sits at the right point of the C1 cash cost curve, and that's really driven. You want to be in that. Oh, my apologies. You want to be in the really the lower quartile, and this is sitting at around about the 30th percent. It's driven by the very low mining cost and also the byproduct credit. So there's a lot of upside opportunity. The way that the joint venture is structured is that Oz Minerals are running the PFS, so they're contributing $36 million over the next 2 years. The PFS has money for development and money for exploration, and Cassini is running the exploration. Here's just some examples we've got within the resource. There's some great opportunities. That's a conductor that we've got that's currently running, got a hole in one end. It's about 300 metres, so that whole conductor is about the same size as the Nova Bollinger ore body. So it's running about 1% nickel, 1% copper. So some good opportunity for resource extension. Also, with the Succoth copper deposit, some great opportunities there to extend that resource. It's currently 156 million tonnes. We believe the exploration target is significantly more than that. It's currently not in the development scenario, but gives us an opportunity of adding another 10 or 20 years to the mine life. So we think we're going to end up with a really big multi-decade mining operation out there. So Cassini's more than just development story. We've got a world-class asset that's being funded by Oz Minerals. It's one of the few nickel sulphide projects around the world that can meet some of this growing demand in nickel, both from the stainless steel market but also the battery market. There's significant upside opportunity and $8 million of Oz-funded exploration that will take place over the next 24 months. We're also progressing our own projects, earlier stage exploration, so plenty of news flow, opportunities over the next sort of 6 to 9 months and then continuing into next year. And that exploration program is underway. So we've got 4 rigs on site up in the Wes Musgrave, and that program's just about to start. So thank you very much.